Hi, I'm Matt. I am the writer on everydayaudiophile.com. It is my mission, my hobby, I guess you could really say, to just write reviews of equipment that I have on hand and give you my opinion on it. I like you. I also follow all of the big reviewers that are on YouTube that only write articles, let's say like Stereophile, but I found myself wanting in all of them in different aspects, right? So when I look at some of the YouTube videos, I want more measurements. When I look at the Stereophile ones, I want videos, right? You gotta have a little bit of each. But let me step back a little bit and talk about where I started, how I got here, and what I plan on doing going forward. I started back in 2010. My first pair of speakers was the Riga RS7s. I actually just purchased another pair of them. It was the only pair of speakers that I ever regret letting go of. So I'm excited to get them back in 2 or 3 days. That'll be really nice. I had a Riga Mirror 3, their CD player, and that was my system for 5 or 6 years. Upgraded to the Vandersteen Trios, and from there it was just kind of off to the races. In the last 10 years, I've had the pleasure of listening to probably 90 or 100 different pairs of speakers, most of them bookshelf or stand mount, but those lessons can still be applied to tower speakers. I've probably only heard 30 or so tower speakers. I want to use that experience in my reviews going forward. For example, behind the camera here, I have Q Acoustic Concept 500s. While they're not the newest kid on the block, they definitely are still sought after. They're really, really great speakers. Powered by an Audio Model A stereo amplifier. I actually just converted it from an integrated to a stereo amp. And then the preamp is a Triode Lab Owl Pre, which uses 12 AU7s. I love my vacuum tubes. You can see the tube amps behind me. Those are the Triode Lab EL84M-FFX. It's a little bit of a mouthful to say, but they are wonderful. Quad EL84s, 26 watts per channel, 2 monoblocks. Great. I do want to take a moment to talk about measurements. I am an engineer in my background. I write code day in and day out. Well, I'm an engineering manager now, but I write code. So I am a believer in metrics and measurements, but the audio side has taught me that may not always be the case, and it pains me to say that. I used to buy in 100% to what some would say is snake oil, right? Cables and all of that. And then I went down the measurement side and I saw it doesn't really make a difference. And then I kind of landed somewhere in the middle. I think measurements are a great place to start, and then everything past that is your preference. I personally don't like being told what is the best. I like listening to it myself, but I do believe measurements get me part of the way there. And the way that I like to do them, especially here in this room here, this is our media room. We usually watch movies in here, but I also will do critical listening and measurements in here. I like to listen to something first and then take measurements later. I want to write all of my opinions first on what I hear, and then if the measurements are telling me something different, then maybe I need to reevaluate what I'm hearing. And that's what I plan on doing going forward. I'm gonna take official measurements. These little bookshelves back here, Sela Audio. I was lucky enough to get to meet Rick Craig a few times back at the the festival in Dallas. I can't remember right now. But for a few years, I have 2 pairs of his speakers. I have these little bookshelves and I have his Retornos. Those things are great. I really want to have them in this room again and do proper measurements again. It's unfortunate that we lost him. I think he was a great personality, and he just loved helping people learn. I've had some Philharmonic audio speakers in here before. They were always great. And, I've had some of the big box. I've had Klipsch. I've had Polk. I've had all of them. I'd love to get them back in. I'd love to review them. In addition, I want to go through and review, as a base point. Let's say I take these Q acoustics. I take measurements with my reference solid-state amplifier, the Rego Osiris. And then I want to put different electronics in front of it and see, does it actually make a difference? I don't know. I've been told that it doesn't make a difference unless it's a tube amp or tube preamp, but I want to try out for myself. And I want to share that journey through, hopefully now YouTube, but definitely my website. So I hope that you'll join me. Please don't be angry if I don't post every week or every other week. I do have a full-time job. I do have kids to watch. I have a life to live, so this is just a hobby on the side. Sometimes it's hard to get manufacturers to send me things. Sometimes that means buying it and then reselling it. Hopefully I buy it used and I don't spend too much of my own money, but I'm doing it for the journey. I'm doing it to learn, and I hope that you join me with that. Right. Thanks.